A man was arrested in Georgia after more than 700 dogs were found at a puppy mill in conditions that police described as out of control and inhumane. Reason Craig Gray, 58, of Nashville, is facing charges of animal cruelty and obstruction, the Berrien County Sheriff's Office said in a statement late Thursday. Gray ran a licensed pet breeding business known as Georgia Puppies. It sold miniature breeds including teacup Yorkies and toy poodles for up to $600 per dog, according to NBC. Investigators with Berrien County Sheriff's Office obtained a search warrant for Georgia Puppies with animal control welfare officers on standby on Thursday. They had been informed by Department of Agriculture that he had brought 85 animals back to the property on Barney Parker Road. This came a week after authorities discovered 630 dogs, most of them young puppies, living in horrific conditions at the property a week previously. Berrien County Sheriff Ray Polk said in a statement, "There are numerous charges pending on Gray, and as the investigation continues to unfold, there is no way to tell just how many charges will be filed." Due to the extent of this operation, and as many documents and veterinary reports that are currently being inspected by the Sheriff's Office, there is no way to know at this time how many charges there will be. Gray, 58, of Nashville is currently booked in the Berrien County Jail pending charges for the cruel treatment of these dogs and obstruction. Sheriff Polk added, "There are many questions yet to be answered, and one huge one is how this licensed pet dealer was allowed to have an operation with this many beautiful creatures to be able to populate to the point of being out of control and inhumane." Last week, Relish Atlanta, Atlanta Humane Society and other local groups shared shocking photos of the mangy dogs that were part of an extreme hoarding puppy mill case. These dogs were living in filthy conditions and have had zero vetting. Many have medical issues and injuries, Relish Atlanta said in a Saturday post. The not-for-profit organization was only able to retrieve 6 of the pups from the South Georgia facility, adding that other rescues came together to help. The Atlanta Humane Society added that a majority of the dogs had been living in crates their whole lives, one tiny crate stacked on top of another. They're matted, covered in feces, and have never been held or walked. Thank you to U.S. Air Rescue Team for working tirelessly on site, and to Humane Society of Valdosta Lowndes County for bringing these animals to Atlanta, this society continued. The Humane Society of Valdosta Lowndes County partook in the largest part of the effort, moving around 250 animals to a staging area. Of the 250 dogs that we transported to the staging area, we were able to further transport 10 of the 630 dogs found on the property, the organization said. Many of the dogs were coated in feces, had extremely overgrown nails and damaged teeth. They have never known a quiet life of love outside of a cramped cage. They continued, "They were shockingly trusting and calm, as if to say, 'Thank you for saving me. I know you are here to help.'" Please say a prayer for those pups as they set out to find a new life, and for every person involved in this, for it was truly a team effort involving many people and many rescue organizations. According to U.S. Air Rescue Team, they shared that Gray had called authorities on Thursday asking for help to close his operation. "We will not go into details of the operation or how the authorities are handling this because our focus was on removal, placement, and the care of the pets," they said in their Saturday post. "You will not see photos of the facility as we were instructed there would be no cell phones or cameras permitted on the premises, and we complied." U.S. Air Rescue said that their team was on the scene for 36 hours straight working with the dogs. Some of the groups had sections on their posts that was dedicated to raising money for the dogs and their medical expenses. Relish Atlanta has managed to raise more than $3,200 for the dogs, while the Atlanta Humane Society raised more than $16,000. The U.S. Air Rescue Team has raised more than $5,000. The groups have asserted that the dogs will be made available for adoption. Relish Atlanta posted another photos of the dogs in a separate post, instructing dog lovers to do their research when seeing where their new pooch was coming from. "We know many of you support rescue, which is why you're following this page, but many of you that read this today may not, and you may be considering a new puppy," they said in the Sunday post.